Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Evangeline. I'm so glad that you're here. I am dog sitting, which this is my friend Milo. Milo! This is Milo. We're here today to talk about our younger selves and celebrating our younger self. Also allowing our inner child to celebrate how far we've come for who we are today. And just simply asking the question, is there something that your inner child needs? Is there something that your younger self wants you to hear today? Have you ever had a dialogue or conversation with your inner child? Okay. Now, as I record this video, I have no makeup on. I have not done my hair today. I'm letting my natural hair roots grow out. I'm gonna allow my natural hair and I'm not gonna dye it anymore. Those two things alone, no makeup and allowing my natural hair to come forth, those two things, I look back at my teenage self. She was so insecure, so she was so ashamed. And there's nothing wrong with dyeing your hair. There's nothing wrong with having makeup on. I still will put makeup on the odd day. It makes me feel good. It enhances myself. But it's not to cover up an insecurity anymore. It's not to cover up the part of myself that I've been ashamed of, or I felt like I needed to hide and stay quiet. I'm fully here and embodied, and the thing is that I had to do some really deep inner work. It's not just like, for me at least, it's not just, oh, I don't feel like wearing makeup today. That's great. It's great when we just don't care, and I don't even think about it anymore. Like, makeup is not a part of my daily routine. It's not something I think about. The first thing I would do when I wake up was just go to the mirror and point out all my flaws. And then carry that stress and that anxiety of like focusing on my flaws throughout the day, and it affected so many things. It affected my decision making. Now, the skin, if we're just going to talk about wearing makeup as one example, the skin is something surface level, but the insecurity that it was covering up was something so deep inside me. It was connected to my inner child. What is your thing? The biggest insecurity that was your big shame secret? What was the secret of shame that you would carry around when you were younger that maybe no one knew about? I want you just to let it be heard, to let it be seen. Maybe you don't share in the comments. If you want to share in the comments, I would love that. I would love to know, because you're reclaiming this part of you. You're accepting this part of you. The deep, deep, radical, sovereign, sacred acceptance that I had to acquire in myself in order to get to the place where I don't care if I put makeup on or not. It was deep for me. Maybe it's not for someone else, but for me, it was extremely deep. So what is your thing? What is the thing that you want to just allow your inner child or younger self to speak about? I want you to think of your bedroom as a child. I want you to describe it for me. I want you to describe the colors. Mine was purple. I distinctively remember that. My favorite color when I was a child was purple. And I remember my mom made my whole room this beautiful purple. Everything was purple, and it was cozy, and I loved that it was mine. I loved that I had a place for me to just be me. And there was a place for me to draw, a place for me to play, a place for me to have my friends over. But as I grew up, it was also a place that would have riddled anxiety in it. I would feel like anxiety also lived there now. The parts of me that was really hard for me to accept, and the things I would stress about, and things I would carry on my shoulders that were not my responsibility to carry. They were my parents' responsibility, or someone I loved. I would take their emotion on and carry deep, deep rooted shame in who I was, not thinking I was worthy enough. So all those emotions lived in that room with me. So as you think about your bedroom, I want you to describe it to full detail, even more than what I've just done in these few minutes with you. Describe it, just let it flow. How did you feel safe? How did the room feel to you? What was the colors, the emotions? Get into your feelings, feel it in your body. I have chills as I'm telling you guys some of my aspects. The biggest question is, did you feel safe? Did you feel loved? And honestly, part of the inner child work that I teach so much of and I echo so much is we get to redefine safety. We get to redefine what love means as an adult. That's also a way we reparent our younger self. Is maybe love to you growing up was, well, dad hit me or mom punished me when I didn't do something right. So in order to find love and acceptance, I had to do something. And as an adult, I know that I'm loved just because I am. I know I'm loved even when I have my bad days. When I make a mistake, I am loved. And I'm here for myself, and I can reparent her. All the parts of her that didn't feel worthy, they are worthy. So the last part of this exercise is just, how can you as an adult self go to that version of yourself? Maybe you're sitting on the bed with your younger self and you're just looking at him or her face to face, and you see all of these emotions, feelings in your younger self. As you're sitting face to face to your younger version of self, what does he or she need from you? What can you say to them? Does your younger self need compassion? Does she need a hug? You can just embrace yourself. Oh, that feels good. Just like embrace yourself. What do you want to say to your inner child in this moment? Allow your inner child to be proud of who you are today. There are things that you prayed for and hoped for as a child that maybe you're living out right now. Or maybe there's parts of yourself that when you were younger did not believe that you deserved to be loved, or that you deserve to have something, that you deserve to take the risk. A story I want to share with you guys is I grew up in trauma, which part of my story, if you've known me for a while, that's my inspiration of why I believe in inner child healing so much, is because, hey Milo, it's because it saved me. It really, really did in so many ways. Allowing my inner child, which is my inner voice, to speak to me and for me to listen to her is what finally gave me peace after all these years living with panic and living stressed out and thinking that was normal. It's not normal. If you're living totally stuck, lost, stressed out, there is another way to live. And I believe it's all connected to your inner child and how you allow her to be seen, heard, and loved and fully expressed within yourself. But trauma can give us so many different things. And for me, it was really, really hard in school. I really struggled with focusing. You know, I felt like I was the least smartest kid in the school. And I was diagnosed with a learning disability at grade 3. So having that disability label itself can really make you feel not worthy, can make you feel less than. And so there was a part of me that just wanted to give up, you know, when things got hard. It held me back a lot because, you know, well, I'm not as smart as everyone else, so I'm not going to try. I'm not going to take the risks. And, you know, I really had a dream about becoming a counselor. In order to be a counselor, you had to have good grades in order to get university. Having the learning disability label, we can transform that in itself. Like when I say, let's redefine safety, let's redefine love, redefining a diagnosis or a disability is really important here, because I believe that nobody has a learning disability. We learn differently than how the school system teaches us. I also taught in the school for 2 years, so you know, I saw it. I saw how hard it was to teach 26 kids one way to learn when we're all brilliant and unique and different. And so I just had to adjust to a different way of learning, the way I learned. I had to teach myself things. And so I knew I needed to be a counselor, and I got reassessed, but guess what? The doctors, I had 2 doctors and a teacher tell me, oh, she might make it, but I doubt it. Like I had literally had doctors sit me down and tell me I probably wasn't gonna make it to university. Let me tell you, you can do anything. You can do anything. I wasn't even aware of what I was manifesting in those moments, but I either could take those words and go, okay, I'm not gonna make it, so not even try. Or I could have been determined and facing that fear, facing the odds, facing what seemed impossible, what someone else told me was impossible. But I did it, and I did it with lots of hard days because it was hard. But I brought my marks from, I was getting 40s and 50s. I got to an average of 80 or 90 by the time I graduated from high school. And I had people tutoring me, I was studying, but I had the dream of doing what I'm doing today. And yes, it looks a little bit different. I didn't think I'd be doing an online business. I thought I'd be in a clinic, but you know, here we are, but I did it. And you know, I'm giving you the long story short, but the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because when we're talking about our younger self, when we are celebrating our younger self, there are certain things that as a child or as a younger inner teenager, I would allow. I used to allow other words to define me. I used to people please. And the thing is that people pleasing has nothing really to do with pleasing people. It has to do with finding safety. As children, we crave safety. We long for safety, that if the only way to get safety is to please someone else, we're gonna do it. But then we've been in fight or flight mode. We've been in survival mode. And as adults, we get to reconnect with our inner child, let that go and know what peace is. And so as I am here today, what I celebrate within myself for my younger self, for that little girl inside of me that was so terrified, is that I do not allow someone else's words to define me. I know who I am. I know that I am worthy. I am not settling. I am not staying quiet. I am not carrying my secrets of shame and letting them give me anxiety anymore.
Here's Milo.
Yes, the inner child work is so important, eh, Milo? What I want to do today is just go over some affirmations with you for your inner child and for where you are today. These will be so helpful for where you are today in your journey, in your healing journey. Don't forget to subscribe to this video. It will really help the channel grow. And most importantly, I would really like to know how this video resonated with you. What came up for you when we were talking about your younger self? What did you picture? What emotions came up? What are you feeling inside yourself right now? I want you to find a quiet space. Feel free to close your eyes. Feel free to turn off the music. Just allow yourself to rest and stop what you're doing. Don't worry. Reality will be there when you are done these affirmations. This is for you. This is for your younger self to just be. And as I read through these, just allow yourself to feel the emotions that come up. Allow yourself to turn inwards and be present with who you are. Your inner child is within you. They're right here with us today. Your inner child is here, and they deserve to be seen, loved, adorned, honored in this space. So just close your eyes. I hope you are feeling safe. Just focus on your breath as I say these words to you. We are safe now. You are worthy of being safe. Your caregiver's inability to take care of you and make you feel loved does not take away from who you are. I will take care of you now. It wasn't your fault, and I can understand how scary it must have been for you. You no longer need to perform in order to feel loved and worthy. I forgive myself for all the things I allowed to hide the pain and the shame that I carried on my own. I take off the masks around my heart so I can open up to all possibilities, creativity, wonder, excitement. I allow the divine to intervene and to help me step into the unknown and give my inner child what she needs or he needs now. I trust myself. I am loved. I am here. I am safe. I am worthy of this life. Thank you for joining me. My inner child feels light as I close this. Let me know in the comments below how this video was for you. Take time to get up from this spot. You can continue to honor your younger self as you go about your day today. Make sure you give yourself what you need. Sending you lots of love, and I will talk to you guys all soon.